What's good? This is Trey. Welcome to this presentation. This is a quick video on how you can skyrocket your success with women. All right. I'm just going to give you one tip. It's a very simple tip, but it's extremely powerful if you just focus on, little small things that make a huge difference over time. Right. So this tip is being able to hold strong eye contact when you're communicating to a woman, right? When you approach a woman, you want to be able to look her in the eye and not flinch and not, look all over the place or look down or, you know what I mean? You need to be able to stay grounded in what you're saying and who you are and how you're communicating, and essentially demonstrate that you are unbreakable or unshakable, right? Another way to put this is you are able to handle the tension of the interaction, right? So essentially, when you communicate with a woman, she's going, you're supposed to represent grounded masculinity, and when you do that, she's gonna go into her feminine, right? She's gonna start communicating from a feminine place, right? Or another way I would look at it is like she's gonna start bringing emotions to the interaction. Now you need to demonstrate that you can ground out the emotions and not get shaken or stirred or moved around by the emotions and become reactive. Once you become reactive, she will start to lose attraction, okay? Because what she's looking for is a man who can be grounded and basically contain her feminine energy so she can feel safe going in her feminine. If she doesn't feel safe going in her feminine, meaning she doesn't feel like you can handle her energy, she's not going to trust you. She's not going to respect you, and she's going to either reject you or she's going to put you in a friend zone, right? If you are going to walk up to a woman and basically demonstrate to her that you're presenting yourself like, yo, I can be your man, right? I'm strong enough. I am qualified to be your man. That when you approach a woman, essentially that's what you're doing. So you have to demonstrate that, but you can't just walk up to her and say, hey, I'm here to be your man. No, you have to demonstrate that in your communication. So it's not, yes, what you say does matter to some extent. What you do does matter to some extent, but it's how you say it, how you do it. So for example, I could walk up to a woman and say, hey, I just wanted to come and say hi because I thought you were quite attractive, right? I could say it like that, or I can also say it like this. Excuse me, I just wanted to say, I thought you were quite attractive. Right? It's the same, I'm saying the same thing, but it's different body language, it's different eye contact, it's different certainty, a different kind of confidence, right? So I could say the same thing, but one of these communications is gonna have a higher chance of getting rejected versus the other, right? If I could walk up to a woman, maintain my character, maintain my grounded masculinity, hold eye contact, and just express myself and stay proactive and not be reactive, that's gonna come off a whole lot more attractive than if I walk up to her and I'm, doubting myself or, right? So the next question would be, okay, so how do you, because you may have some understanding like, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, if I walk up to a woman and I'm confident and I'm grounded in my masculinity, I can see how that would be attractive. How do I get to that point? It's very simple. You have to start exposing yourself to tension on a consistent basis so you get comfortable with it. What do I mean by tension, right? For example, if you want to get good at communicating to a woman in a confident way, you have to expose yourself to that situation consistently so you get comfortable with it, right? Like, the other day, there's a place that I like to go for a walk, right? And there's this guy, every single day he's out performing. He's out performing in front of people walking around, like tons of people. He's performing in public and he's singing, okay? But what I notice about him, he's performing in public, he's singing, but he's very comfortable and relaxed while he's doing it. Most people, if you told them, hey, go out in the middle of a park and you have to sing a song and you have to do that for a whole hour, that person would be so nervous and so awkward, and it would just be so weird. But for that guy, I looked at him and he was just super confident, super relaxed. You know, he was singing. He was able to sing, you know, sing his heart out, sing his soul out, and he wasn't reactive. He was very proactive, okay, and he was grounded, okay. And so women, I noticed women would walk past and they would go in their feminine energy. They would start dancing, or they cheer him on, or they start singing, or whatever, you know. But if that guy was singing and he was awkward and he was nervous and shit like that, you know, women would feel sorry for him. And women feeling sorry for you is not attraction, right? A woman is not gonna feel sorry for a guy and be like, oh yeah, he would make a great boyfriend. No, she needs to admire and respect you and look up to you, right? Because for her to essentially submit her masculine and go into her feminine, you would have to demonstrate that you can lead her, right? If you can't look her in the eye, that's what I'm saying. Something as simple as eye contact. If you can't communicate to a woman and look her in the eye and say what you gotta say, or just be who you are, how can she feel attraction for you, right? How could she be attracted to a man who can't even look her in the eye? A man who can't, you know, just relax and just have a chill conversation. You know, if you have your head down, you're nervous and shit like that, she's gonna feel sorry for you. That's not attractive, man. So it doesn't matter what you say. You could say, you know, the best pickup line in the world, but if you have your head down and you're looking over there and you're shaking and shit like that, is unattractive. So you build up this ability to be relaxed, this ability to be grounded in your masculinity through exposing yourself to tension, okay? Exposing yourself to these situations in doses that you can handle, right? So, you know, if the idea of approaching a woman that you find attractive is far out your comfort zone, don't worry about that. You know, maybe just start by saying hello to strangers, right? Just start there. You know, you see a stranger, you know what? Yo, I'm gonna just say hi to a couple strangers today, and see how you feel about that. How do you feel? Are you able to stay grounded in that? Because if you can't walk up to a stranger, you know, like a random person, not someone you find attractive, just a random person. If you can't walk up to them and say hello and stay grounded in that, like grounded and not be shaky and reactive, then of course you're not going to be able to approach a woman you find attractive. That's way more tense. That's way more of a tense situation, right? So you just have to, you know, just get intelligent about the situation. Okay, I need to get better able to handle the tension of the situation, right? Because you're not going to be able to demonstrate the most attractive version of yourself. You know, you're not going to be able to demonstrate your personality to the best of your ability if you're uncomfortable, if you're nervous. So this is what I worked on, okay? Like my journey of getting good with women, it didn't happen naturally for me, okay? I didn't figure it out through my social circle. I didn't learn how to do a dating app. I went out and did cold approach pickup. I went out and approached women that I don't know, and I learned how to basically develop a skill where I can do it effectively, where I can walk up to a woman, I can stay grounded in my masculinity, I can look her in the eye, I can hold eye contact, I can have a great conversation. I'm not attached to the outcome, so I can relax and just be who I, you know, communicate authentically. I'm not walking on eggshells. I'm not, you know, none of that shit. I just express myself, okay? I'm not trying to, you know, be liked, right? I'm not trying to get validation. I'm just expressing myself, and I know there's some women out there who are going to, you know, relate to me or align with my values and my communication and my personality, my style, my archetype. And I know there's some women out there who are not going to align with it. And so I'm okay with both sides of the spectrum. I'm okay with both sides of the coin. I'm okay with yes and I'm okay with no. That's when you become powerful, is when you accept both yes and no. People are trying to avoid no. They're trying to avoid rejection. They think rejection, when they get rejected, that their whole, you know, their self-worth, they no longer have any self-worth or any value. Everyone gets rejected. Rejection is a part of life. You have to respect when somebody, if you can respect when somebody says yes, you should be able to respect when they say no. I shouldn't be afraid of somebody saying no to me. I should be able to hear the word no or hear no thank you or whatever, and I should be able to get on with my day. I should be able to move on. When something happens, it happens, and then you move on. Like, you shouldn't be holding on to the past. Even if, whether you get rejected or whatever happens, once it happens, it happened. Go on to the next situation. You know? It's like people hold on to stuff. Like, something happens bad, and then they're still thinking about it the next day and the whole week and shit like that. That's ridiculous. Life goes on. Okay, the past is in the past. If something happens, you know, it happens, you know, enjoy the moment when it happened or whatever. If you didn't enjoy it, don't enjoy it. But just when it's done, it's done. You know, like, that's the mentality you want to have. So then you can just be the type of man that just gets on with it. You know, you don't want to be the type of man that's holding on to shit, got the whole weight of the world on his back, all this baggage and shit. Like, let go, release, and just be the kind of man that can just move, man, that's moving fast. Okay? And you move fast because you take the emergency brakes off. When you stop trying to avoid rejection and avoid shit, and you know what I mean, and holding on to your limiting beliefs and all this stuff, you get to move so much faster, right? Because you don't have this heavy load that you're carrying on your back all the time. And you can just relax, man. A woman can tell when you're walking up to her and you're so attached to the outcome, and you need something from her. She can feel that already, and that's instant rejection. You know, especially like depending on how attractive the girl is, because the more attractive she is, the more men she's dealt with, and the more vibes she's felt and energy she's felt, and the more body language she's seen. So it's much harder for you to try to fool a more attractive woman. She's gonna see right through you. So you want to become the real thing. You want to become a real man. You don't want to like try to pretend to be confident or any of that shit. You want to actually become confident. All right? So if you actually want to become confident, you actually want to become unbreakable in your confidence. You want to become grounded in your masculinity. You want to be able to authentically express yourself. You want to be able to lead and create the dating life that you've always wanted. Join the Unbreakable Beast Tribe. I'll leave a link to the group, and I'll see you inside. Peace.